With us now is Jeremy Saland, former Manhattan prosecutor. Counselor, great to see you here. Let's break this down one by one. The prosecution's case and closing argument will be.
So the prosecution, right. So the plaintiff's side will say, listen, this is an actual injury, and we had an expert who testified and said there was a $12 million worth of damages for E. Jean Carroll. But it's beyond that. E. Jean Carroll is a victim here. E. Jean Carroll was so scared for her life. What do we know she did? She got ammunition for her father's old firearm. She was so frightened and terrified about what Trump did and said that it upended her life, and she had to get security for her home. There's so many things that she did, all because of Donald Trump's actions. And you heard from an expert to corroborate that, as well as some of her friends.
Donald Trump's case will be?
She didn't suffer any injury. She almost as if she should be grateful that I raised her profile. And certainly don't pay attention to that expert. He didn't know what he was talking about. But she was already facing ridicule, not from me as Donald Trump, but because of what she said and what she wrote on her own. So that's what he is going to combat. You know, there's no damages here.
So one of the most interesting things today, if not the most interesting to me, is what the jury instructions will be. The judge, what the judge says before the jury goes to deliberate. What are the possibilities here? Well,
I understand that there was a little bit of a conference, that's the wrong term, there was a conference and a dispute as to what might be said. And for example, the judge was talking about instructing the jury, this was not a rape, but this is a sexual abuse. And there was an issue about what that meant and how far the judge would instruct the jury about that. But then the judge is going to explain this is not probable cause, proof beyond a reasonable doubt, it's preponderance of the evidence. So basically that it's just a hair more likely than not, just a little bit, that's all it takes, more likely than not, that the plaintiff has proven their case and that this occurred. And then you're going to hear about the damages, which would be you have compensatory and then make you whole or take care of the injury. And then there's the punitive side as well, which is how it impacted her.
How likely is it that the judge will remind the jury about what they can and can't consider about Donald Trump's very brief testimony? Because to the layman, it seems he got everything he wanted. He got to go there on that witness stand and say that he didn't do it.
Yeah, and I think at one point the judge instructed the jury not to listen to what Donald Trump had said and struck that from the record. So it's going to be very clear. I think that the judge will make a tight decision here and say, you have to listen to what was before you, that I did not strike, not what Donald Trump may have said about what he thought outside. This is solely to the four corners of what's in the testimony.
Jury gets the case today. How likely it is that you think we'll get a ruling on the damages today?
You know, today will be pretty quick, but I think this is going to be a fairly quick nonetheless. It may not be today, but it's going to be pretty quick.
All right, Jeremy Saland, great to see you. Thank you very much.